This is your mortgage rate watch for Monday, April 11th, and I'm Keith Akada with the Mortgage Reel. After last Friday's scare of the potential government shutdown, they now have until Thursday of this week to officially put through their spending cuts and how that's going to proceed through the rest of the fiscal year until September 30th. So the bonds are rallying off of those reports this morning, but it's definitely going to be a volatile week as we're entering the earnings season for Wall Street. The first quarter earnings season kicks off this week and is nonetheless going to be a bumpy ride for bonds. Keep in mind when you see Wall Street taking off and having great days, a lot of times it does come at the expense of bonds and pushing the bond yields higher, which also impacts interest rates. So there's going to be a lot of volatility, and it's all going to be about timing from now on for the next probably about 2.5 weeks. Whenever there's a good day on Wall Street, it could come at the expense of bonds, and vice versa. If there's some stocks that come out and they don't perform as well, some of the financial sectors to really watch, and also in the housing sectors, when these reports do come out, it's going to have a sway on rates on an intraday basis. So meaning sometimes as the reports are being released, we're going to see price changes through the interest rates on a midday price change, or sometimes even 2 price changes a day. It's not uncommon to see when the market gets very volatile. We will see if inflation is in check or if it's going to become more of a concern on Thursday and Friday of this week. Thursday, the wholesale and producers price index will be both released, and then on Friday, the most closely watched will be the consumer price inflation report. And this, can you keep in mind, consumer price inflation report has a lot to do with what the CEO of Walmart had said as far as inflation going up and those costs being passed on to the consumer for the higher price of goods throughout this spring and the rest of the year. And also directly tied to it is because of the fact that oil is still on the rise. So now across the country, you really can't find gas for under $3.70 a gallon. So with those increased costs, it's definitely putting the pressure on the consumer, us, on the daily goods that we're buying, from groceries to clothes to filling up the gas tank. We hope this comes as good news for some folks out there that may not have taken advantage of the Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP, set forth by the Obama administration. The loans that had not been purchased by March of 2009 or thereafter were no longer qualified. However, as of today, we have a window that increased it by 3 months. So now you have April, May, and June of 2009 that you now can seek the Home Affordable Refinance Program for assistance. And this is a big window because we have several clients that we had just on the sidelines telling them, unfortunately, we weren't able to assist them. And now we're making the phone calls back to let them know that the opportunity is back. So many folks out there that are underwater, that have those second mortgages, this is a huge opportunity because you're now able to use the Home Affordable Refinance Program. Make sure to check on the links for Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae to see if your loan has been purchased. And then after, we just have to make sure that your loan was purchased by June of 2009 in order to qualify. Make sure to leave any comments, feedback, or questions below. We'll make sure from Team Mortgage Reel to get back and answer those as quickly as possible. We have a special request we'd like to make before you leave, and hopefully you've enjoyed today's clip. Make sure to check on the home page, click on the banner at How to Beat the Banks, and that'll take you directly to our Facebook fan page. We definitely put out more and more information and to create transparency in the financing process of home ownership. We're big advocates of home ownership, obviously, but we want to make sure it's as easy as possible to understand what's impacting and the education necessary for home ownership today. And when you're visiting us on Facebook, make sure to like us when you're there. Thanks for tuning in to Your Mortgage Rate Watch. We'll be back with more news impacting your largest investment, your home.